Hello, third graders. This is your teacher, Miss Lori, bringing you your math lesson for today. We're looking at Chapter 2, Lesson 5, and our focus will be on story problems. The classwork will come from the extra practice pages 27 and 28, and then the homework is workbook page 34, and we will do most of this work together. All right, let's get started. I want to talk to you about a story problem. Now, story problems are the way that we do math in real life as opposed to math in the classroom. So when I'm thinking about math in real life, I'm thinking about how much money I have in my pocket and how much something might cost for me to buy and if I have enough money in my pocket. So all of those thoughts are helping me to do math. So let's take a look at this story problem. This story problem has the name Jolene in it, and Jolene walks 472 meters, and Ronald walks 394 meters. Find the total distance they walk. Let's take this apart and look at it one piece at a time. I see some numbers, and I want to mark those numbers in green. 472 is a number that I want to mark in green. And another number is 394 meters. And now I want to figure out what mathematical action do I need to take. I see that it's saying find the total distance they walk. So total is telling me something about these numbers. It's telling me that it wants me to put the numbers together. Total almost always means add. And what are we measuring? We're measuring the distance they walk. And in this case, we're measuring in meters. So I want to make some quick notes for myself here. I want to put a plus sign here to remind me that total is adding, and then the distance is in meters. So I'm going to write an M to help me remember that the distance is in meters. So that's one example. Let's take a look at another example. So here I am. I'm on the extra practice page, number 27. And I'm thinking about this math problem. And I see that a name that starts with a capital B, and I'm not really sure how to say that name, so to be honest with you, I'm not going to. I'm just going to say B has 136 books. Her brother has twice as many books. Estimate the total number of books they have all together. So I've read the whole math problem, and now I want to find the numbers. And the first number, I know you already found it. It's 136. And we're talking about books. So the quantity is 136, and we're talking about books. Now, I hope you found the second number. The second number is in the second line. So I want you to think really carefully. See if you can find that second number. If you haven't found it yet, press pause so you can think about it, because I'm going to give it away here in just 1 second. All right, I hope you said twice. Twice is a number. And now we're thinking about what actions should I take? And I can see estimate. And I know that estimate means rounding. So I'm going to make a note to myself, R for rounding, and I'm sure your R looks a lot better than mine. And I need to mark something else. That's not the only word that's going to help me here. All together. This word right here tells me that I should add. So I'm going to put a plus sign to help me out there. And I'm almost done marking. I need to figure out what I'm measuring. And I hope you notice that it's books. 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 Estimate the number of books. Oh, I have the wrong tool. The number of books they have all together. And this time we want to write it out as a math problem. So I need to estimate. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write this quantity. And I'm going to write down B. B. And in this case, B is the same as 136. And I need to estimate So I'm going to go ahead and estimate that now. About 100 books. And now it says here her brother has twice as many books as Beatrice. So he doesn't have 100 books. He has twice that. So Beatrice's brother, and I'm going to write B, has 200 books. And now I've done my estimate. Now I need to add it. Please notice how the ones are lined up, the tens are lined up, and the hundreds are lined up. And when I add that up, I know you already know the answer, and the answer is 300. Okay, so let's recap what we did here. We highlighted the numbers in green. We highlighted the action words, the mathematical action words in orange, and then we made notes about what those words are telling us to do. And then we highlighted the thing we're measuring in blue. And so in my answer, I should write books. 300 books. If I were to write a sentence, the sentence would say, they have 300 books all together. I need an S, don't I? There's the S. Okay, let's practice one more. I want you to think and decide what should be marked green. A grocer sells 548 apples and 470 oranges. Estimate the number of fruits he sells all together. Well, I hope you picked oranges, 470 oranges, 548 apples. What are the math actions we're going to take here? If you need more time, pause. Estimate. And all together. What does estimate tell you to do? It tells you to round. What does all together mean? It means add or subtract. Add. And now I'm ready to do some math. So I'm going to write A for apples. A is, I want an equal sign, 548. And when I round that up, because I know I need to round, that 4 in the tens place tells the 5 stay the same. So that would be 500 apples. 500 apples. Now I want to work with 470 oranges. So O for oranges is 470. And when I round 470, that 7 in the tens place tells the 400s round up. And notice how when I write this out, my ones are lined up, the tens are lined up, the hundreds are lined up, and I need to add. And what's the final answer? I hope you said 1,000. Let's do one more and then we'll get to the homework, okay? So now we're looking at another story, and here Kathy and Joe go for a jog. Kathy jogs. Let's take a look at that first sentence. Kathy and Joe go for a jog. Is there any math in that sentence? I'm hearing about who is in the math problem, but I'm not hearing any numbers or any mathematical actions either. Sometimes that happens in a story problem. So let's continue. Kathy jogs 650 meters and Joe jogs 480 meters. Estimate the difference in the distances that they jog. Okay, I want you to pick out the numbers. If you need more time, press pause. All right, I'm giving it away now. 650 meters 480 meters. What are my mathematical actions? I hope you chose estimate. And this time, difference. We're going to make our notes. What does estimate mean? It means round. What does difference mean? It means subtract. I have one more thing. I'm going to put a circle around that subtraction sign. It reminds me that that line right there is not an accident. It's there on purpose. And now I'm going to come over here and highlight what I'm measuring. I'm measuring distances. Again, I have the wrong tool. Sorry about that. So I want to mark it blue, 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 blue. And the distance is meters. I'm going to write an M under there to help me. M. Now, I want you to write out the math problem. And you're going to pause and see if you can calculate that math problem all on your own, and then you'll check your answer. So press pause. Okay, here's your answer. And 700 minus 500 is 200. So as a quick recap here, K is for Kathy. And Kathy jogged 650 meters. And I'm estimating. So 650 becomes 700. J is for Joe. And Joe ran 480 meters. And when I round that up, it's 500. And it says estimate the difference. So I've already rounded, and now I find the difference by subtracting. All right, let's take a look at the homework. Here's the first one. I want you to press pause, and I want you to highlight I want you to decide what you should highlight. And maybe not highlight, because once you highlight, it's permanent. So decide what should be green, what should be orange, and what should be blue. Green is for numbers. Orange is for the mathematical actions you'll take. And blue is the thing that you're measuring. So I want you to do that first. And then press play so you can see the answer.